Hello and welcome to Bespoke Unit. My name is Rafael, and in today's video I'm going to be doing an in-depth review of the Seiko 5 Sports SRPD76. Now, as you can see right away, this is going to be a rose gold with black color combination, which I think looks great. Obviously, with this price point, it's not real rose gold, but if not close up, at least at a distance, it does look like it. So anyways, I'll be getting into those details and much more in the review. Let's get started. And here we have it, the Seiko 5 Sports SRPD76. Looks very, very good on the wrist. It isn't the slimmest watch, as you can see here on my wrist. Wouldn't necessarily fit under the cuff of my Oxford shirt here. Nevertheless, I think it is a very comfortable size. And let's go ahead and take it off to get a better look. So this is going to be officially 42.5 millimeters diameter. Let's get a quick measure here. Looks about right. Our thickness of the case, again, officially is 13.4. Looks like 13.4, 13.5 there, so that's spot on. Lug to lug, 46 per Seiko's website, and I'm getting pretty much the same thing, maybe a little bit less. And lastly, our strap size, 22. So there's plenty of straps out there. It's a very common size, and if you're a fan of the SKX, I'm sure you've got plenty of straps that will work on this guy. So we can see here, this is a rose gold tone. This watch is going to have a stainless steel base, as can be expected by the price point, but we do have this very nice coating. I have not yet worn the watch enough to be able to tell how resistant this coating is, but this being a relatively modern release, let's say, a modern Seiko watch, I would expect it to be quite resilient. Again, Seiko watches are known for being workhorses, even though, like this one, they have a very polished and refined look. Now, the case has brushed lugs on top. We can see that, and the sides are going to be polished, so they do offer quite a nice contrast. This is, of course, the beloved SKX case shape. So there's quite some updates from that old movement, but again, this case shape works, and Seiko knows it, and they've implemented it across the entire Seiko 5 Sports line. We have our diver's bezel here, unidirectional at this time, but as we know, these can be customized and made bidirectional. You can change out the insert to make it a GMT or that sort of thing. In my opinion, even in stock here, it works beautifully. We have what I'm assuming to be an aluminum insert here. It does have this metallic silver printing, which is reflected also inside in the dial, but I'll get to that in a second. Now, the strap, this is going to be a rubber-backed alligator. Actually, not rubber. Seiko identifies this as silicone, which I've done this demonstration below, and it's a little stiff because of the alligator insert component, but this is much, much softer than what we would see in the old SKXs, which had undulations here, and they were quite stiff, if I remember. We do have a nice silicone rubber keeper here, matching hardware, the polished rose gold tone. We do have some stitching, which is quite attractive as well. A raised section here for where you insert the other end of the strap on the underside. Slight channels, whether they were designed this way or just to show the stitching. This does help essentially keep the strap off your wrist, so that maybe you do get a little airflow under there, and you don't get the dreaded swamp wrists, if you will. Anyways, moving back to the dial, we do have a very nice jet black dial color. Let me get a quick wipe there. Quite attractive. We have applied our indices, luminous. The hands are also polished, as you can see there. The rose gold printing. Again, the rose gold on black theme is seen throughout, and in my opinion, it works really, really well. As I mentioned before, silver printing there on the internal rehaut. There were some issues with dial printings with the SKX. That does not seem to be present here. Looks pretty accurate to me. Again, it may be a QC thing, and I would expect Seiko to have worked on it with how much noise it made in the SKX models. Now we have a contrasting date. Again, that's obviously black text on the white background. This being a made in Japan model, as you can see there at 6 o'clock, made in Japan, the other side just indicates the movement. It has the date function. Now, before I change the date, let me make sure I'm out of that danger zone. Ooh, good thing I checked. Okay, so I'm back to position 0. Position 1, clockwise, is going to change the date. And as you can see, they're English and Japanese, which is quite nice. 2 options. And we go to the weekend. Saturday is in blue. You can see that's a fact for both languages. And Sunday is going to be in red. Just a nice little detail you may not have caught elsewhere. Now we have a non-screw down crown. As you can see, I didn't have to screw it in when I was adjusting, which I find quite nice. This makes the water resistance of the watch max out at 100 meters, which in my opinion is plenty. 100 meters being 10 bar again. If you've gone deeper than 100 meters, you're probably in the minority of people in the world, especially if you're wearing an automatic watch. So again, I think it's a decent trade-off, and the fact that now with the upgraded movement, we have hand winding, as you can see if I can pick it up in the microphone. So I'm winding it by hand clockwise and then counterclockwise, really just sprints freely. A bit more on the movement. This is going to be the 4R36. This is the upgraded Seiko movement. Self-winding, of course, about 41 hours power reserve. The accuracy is plus 45, minus 35 seconds per day, so pretty decent, particularly for the price point. Finishing is there. Obviously we can see the movement now through this sapphire caseback. It looks pretty clean, to be honest, and it's always a little hypnotizing for watch nerds to get a look at the balance there ticking away. Lastly, on the movement, we do have hacking seconds. As you see, I've pulled the crown out to the second position, second and last position, and the seconds hand has stopped. So that makes it quite easy to align the watch to a reference time zone, and then you set it. Famous 10-10, and it gets going again. So again, very nice. A beautiful, beautiful watch. I think Seiko has outdone themselves, and this is probably one of my favorite versions in Seiko's new Seiko 5 Sports models. There you have it. That's our review of the Seiko 5 Sports SRPD76. Now, if that left you with any questions or comments, make sure to leave them in the section below. If you're looking for the latest pricing on this watch, check the links in the description, as it can vary depending on who's selling it and when you check. As always, if you enjoyed the video, drop us a like and subscribe for more men's wristwatch and lifestyle content. I'm Rafael, this is Bespoke Unit. Thanks for watching.